The definition of a holistic view is that all aspects of people's needs, psychological, physical, and social, should be taken into account and seen as a whole. Holistic relationships is leading the charge in sparking real conversations that transcend the ordinary, aiming not only to explore life's intricate facets, but also to inspire positive change and cultivate better approaches to every topic we touch. In the realm of love and relationships, marriage and divorce, parenting struggles and single parenting triumphs, toxic relationships, and the liberating journey out of codependency, our goal is crystal clear. We are architects of change, crafting blueprints for better, more holistic relationships that stand the test of time. This isn't just a show or podcast. It is a movement. Each show is an invitation to recalibrate one's perspective, to rethink conventional norms, and to embark on a journey towards a more fulfilling life. From the nuanced dance of co-parenting to the empowering pursuit of self-confidence, we are here to guide you towards positive transformation, empowerment of self and others, setting goals, building legacies, and collecting fortune with purpose. Holistic relationships is more than a show, it's a philosophy. We navigate the complex terrain of aging gracefully and achieving optimal health and weight loss, shedding light on compatibility in relationships and imparting wisdom on the art of dating and courtship. Join us as we forge a community committed to positive change, where every conversation is a catalyst for growth, every revelation is a step towards understanding, and every piece of advice is a key to unlocking a more holistic and fulfilling life. Welcome to Holistic Relationships, where the pursuit of better, more meaningful connections begin, and positive change is not just encouraged, but celebrated. Completely random. I'm dropping my son off at school. We're walking on the school grounds. I come across this lady, and she has this beautiful big afro, but it's copper colored, like the new penny color. Beautiful on that chocolate skin she has. And I walked up to her because I had seen her a couple of times just from going back and forth to school every day. And I walked up to her and I said, "Oh my God, honey, that color, it looks beautiful. It's gorgeous." And she's like, "Thank you." And then we're walking off the school grounds. It's probably like 2 blocks. I mean, it was quite a walk. But anyway, we were just having a conversation about natural hair and how we both grew up, where perms and straightening your hair was pushed on us. It was all we knew. That was the thing. That's what you were supposed to do. But her and I, as we were talking about how we're starting to see the natural hairstyles come out being worn more by both men and women. And we said it at the same time. It's freedom. It's freedom. It's really liberating once we accept it. You're free. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a live holistic relationship. We are continuing the conversation for the book release, which was last Wednesday for Juneteenth. And again, just continuing that conversation for those who were not able to be there with us. Because of the book tour, there are going to be more opportunities for us to join in on this conversation, the Type 4 experience, which isn't just specific to women. but men and children also. So I'm super excited about this. And today's show, again, the launch, I wanted to share that experience with people who are close to me, people who had something to do with all of the production, all of the moments leading up to the release. I didn't want to just get on and then I just start talking about myself or talking about the book or anything, not for the first virtual launch. That I wanted to do with people. And so today I am going to talk a little bit more about the book. I am just so pleased. I have my author copy with me. I have a couple of those, and then I ordered some other ones for myself. So it is available on Amazon for everyone. It is available to purchase. You can do the ebook, you can do the paperback, of course, and I will be working on the audiobook. I've done a few interviews. I have other interviews coming, and I've talked about what is it? What is this book about? And certainly it is about type 4 hair, but it's my memoirs. I've been a natural since 2008, and I define that as not getting relaxers anymore. I just stopped getting relaxers. That is how I defined it. But I was also doing other things, other protective styles that included sew-ins, braids, etc. Those are the typical styles that we see ourselves in when you have this afro, kinky, curly, textured hair. It's always been, oh, what am I supposed to do with my hair? What am I supposed to do with it? And that, along with other things, were also the inspiration behind the book. So it can be used as a guidebook. I have inside of the book, trying to see how many chapters are there. I should know this by heart. It's been sitting on my bookshelf for 2 years, the manuscript completed, no less. And I am just now getting it into print. So we have 8 chapters, an introduction, 8 chapters, and a conclusion in this 6x9. I think I want to say maybe 5x8 or 6x9 paperback. Every chapter goes over something that is a part of the type 4's hair experience. I go over the inspiration behind it, which is the birth of Enchante Hair, which is a line within the product line Enchante Beauty and Health. Then I go over hair tools, the hair regimen, and the hair regimen is threefold. I mean, regimen, just regimen in general, threefold. We have the hair regimen, which is deciding how often we're shampooing, conditioning, caring for our hair, and any other special treatments or things that we may do for our hair and its health. So that's one thing. Then, of course, the regimen of supplements, that's discussed in the book because this is about health as well. So we go over that. And then, of course, the exercise regimen. That is a part of this conversation. So and the chapter on regimen is threefold. It goes into a lot of those 3 areas that I just mentioned. Then we have the hair products that are needed. And of course, I do include anything from the Enchante Beauty and Health, particularly the Enchante hairline. I include that only because even when I just provide options and say, hey, make sure you get something that does this and it has slip or it does this or that, I often get the question, well, what do you use? So I'm like, oh, well, I use the things that I make. So I just decided to just add that on inside of the book for those who want to know. If you have your trusted, tried and true, my techniques and the things that I'm saying there will work for your trusted, tried and true. But if you're looking for a change, looking for something different to try, and you're like, okay, what is it that she does? I put that inside of here too. What's next? Clarify the hair, best practices at the shampoo bowl. That's another chapter. And I mean, it debunks a lot of myths about clarification, how to clean your hair, the differences between cleaning the head and cleaning the scalp, those sort of things. So we go over that, the detangle process. I can remember in my very early part of the transition when I looked up and realized that 4 hours had gone by and I was only through half of my head. Yeah, that was quite the experience. It's frustrating. I know that I am not the only person who has experienced that. And for those who are thinking about going natural and they want to, this is why I just organized my story inside of these chapters to go chapter by chapter to give instruction, tips, things that you can use. Whatever you can use it. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay too. And hopefully you find something or lean to or discover something that will work for you. But since type 4 is a higher maintenance kind of hair, that type coil, that since that's the case, whatever works for us, I would argue is going to work for people who have looser curl patterns, different texture hair that may fall between 1, 2, and 3. So the techniques that I talk about, the things that we use, same thing here. Deep conditioning, that's something I used to skip over that part and not realize the importance and the sheen that it actually gives to the hair strands. It's huge. And it should not be overlooked. That step should not be overlooked. Other hair treatments, I talk about the pre-poo, hot oil treatments, trimming, and protective styling is all inside of that chapter on other hair treatments. Inside of the book, let me say where I was because I was reading through it to see through my copy. Let me see, page 93. I remember that. So throughout the book, I have QR codes that go to my YouTube channel, videos, my hair channel. It goes to the Enchante Beauty and Health page. I was trying to look just as an example, just to show you that there are diagrams and I'm a visual learner, so visual aids are huge for me. And I'm sure people who are also visual learners would agree or can appreciate that. We go over hair anatomy, the scalp. What else? What other things can I just point out? But it really is, and let me see, I was at 93, page 93. So I've gotten through the book over the last couple of days where I would just kind of sit and go through it for a little bit, for as long as I could anyway. The book is about 133 pages total. So I am in 10 more pages, I'll be done. In 10 more pages. So that is the book, what's inside of it. Yes, you can use it as your guide. I often say in most of the interviews that I've said too, that I loved this quote from one of the motivational speakers that I follow, that when you tell your story, that it could be someone else's survival guide. And I am prayerful that this book, the Type 4 Experience, is a survival guide for many people. So that is what I am hoping for. So I wanted to take a little bit of time and this holistic relationship show just to go over that. So people are starting to learn that we're here every Wednesday at 7. And then, of course, because everything saves, you can always go back and watch the broadcast when at your earliest convenience. And today isn't going to be the full hour or a long show, but I did want to get on and just talk about it where it didn't have the other conversations. But I do want you all to know that I am getting more panels together, inviting more people to the conversation so that we can learn and hear about more of those stories. And so I caught myself trying to put my hair like the book, the book cover. Very humid day here in Chicago. We had a lot of rain over the last couple of days with the humidity. So I never expected it to be bone straight because I know that it's going to be a textured kind of straight anyway. So I didn't do the whole side. I just no. It's much easier to let this side convert back to this than taking all of this to this. It just takes more time, and I just have a really, really, really busy week. I don't want to do all of that. See, part of the experience. It's part of the experience. So book signing, the very first book signing, tentatively scheduled for July 10th. That is also Wednesday. I would prefer to keep them on my Wednesday schedules if I can, but if it ends up on another day, we'll definitely let everybody know the marketing behind that. So we'll be at Afro Joe's for that book signing, and it's going to be between 6 and 9. We're going to do a holistic relationship show with a panel, some of the returning guests that were a part of the launch. And this holistic relationships show, as it relates to the Type 4 experience, is now everyone sharing their experience. I'm calling it the Type 4 experience and dating. So let's talk about it because it's so real. Women and men have stories of that. Now, because I only date men, my story, or just saying, hey, I do know what some of the other ladies are talking about when you're treated a little bit different. See, this side here might have gotten a few more compliments than this side here. But this side is who I am. Now, this is me too, but that water hits. It is this. So we are going to have that conversation where you can hear some stories from other people that have had an experience. What was it like dating and you were trying to transition and be natural? When men of our race specifically, we're not used to seeing us in the texture hair. What about the women who do the big chops? They had relaxed the processed hair and then they turned around, did a big chop. And certainly, whenever you all get a chance to see this broadcast, drop in those experiences, send them to me. I can read them off during the show when we go live. Again, that is Wednesday, July 10th. The show starts between the 7 and 8 p.m. hour Central Standard Time. So you can see us then. And the book signing. So for people who have bought, and thank you guys so much for your support, the people who have purchased the paperbacks, I will be honored to sign your copies. And that is one of the first places along the book tour that we will be at for sure. I have dates that we're finalizing for August and even now into September, where I'm going to show up for people who may get the book somewhere along the summer. And then we'll put all of those dates out for you where we'll be for a book signing, where I will be happy to sign any copies of those for those people that want it. Oh, let's see. So we went over the book signing at Afro Joe's. We went over that. We went over the show that we're going to do that Wednesday, which is the Type 4 experience and dating. We're going to do the Type 4 experience, the men's edition. I have a panel of men that I am organizing as we speak, where it'll be maybe 2 or 3 of them, maybe 4, where they're going to share their experience so that we can gain the male perspective to this. And what inspired me to do this was when I had to take my son, to get cleaned up and get, he got a fade and a lining around, and we keep his little sponge top with the curly hair on top. And I was in there reading some of the parts to my book while I was waiting on him being serviced. And I don't know, it was a moment where I just looked up and I looked around. All of the men in that, it was Larry's Barber College, as a matter of fact. I looked up and saw all of the men in that barbershop with their natural textured hair and some kind of style. So like, hey, we need to be talking to them too and get a platform together for them. Some of them, they do it with the style where they'll get the hair faded and lined up. And then some people They're going to lock it, twist it. Like I've seen so many different things. They're doing some of the same things that we are doing as women. So we're going to go over, we're going to have that conversation. The type 4 experience men's edition. So we're going to do that. I always invite everybody to come and be a part of the virtual studio audience. You are welcome to come and join us anytime we have people speaking, or even if it's just me, you want to be a part of the conversation, you have questions, there's something that you would like to ask and you don't need to answer as it relates to any of the topics. So we'll always have a topic out that we'll be going over. It's just that for these next couple of weeks along the book tour, this is one of those hot ticket topics that we'll be going over, which is type 4 hair, the type 4 experience. So again, it is available. I will leave a link. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that now. Drop the link to a landing page that I have created. And it's for people to be able to purchase the book. But also, if you wanted to link to the store on Shantae Beauty, that is available too. So I'm going to copy and paste that into it as well. All right, so for everyone, and then I'm going to put the actual website on shantaebeauty.com. And I'm going to put the www as well. www. All right. Okay. So you guys can see that on shantaebeauty.com, my Shopify store where the products are available, the body line, the hairline, and even my recommended supplements are there. So I talk about 2 other works that I have coming down the pipeline. I've talked about Mommy Hurts. Now that's going to probably launch a little later. I'm thinking next year, once I get everything finished, because what I would like to do is have all of those versions, including the audiobook, available when we launch that. So we're kind of halfway through the year now, and just depending if I can do it before the year is out, that will be awesome sauce. But if not, that's fine too. I can wait. Another book of my custom detox is affiliated with my custom detox program, something that I developed and have been working on since 2011. And we've had people who have been very successful on that program. To have nice, healthy hair means you have to adopt healthy habits, a diet that is going to be conducive to that. And the things that I talk about, even in the type 4 experience, those things, it links back to your health, your diet as well. So that's also in the book. I'm going to leave my website here. This is one of the last things that I'm gonna make sure is I have to remember to do that. Now you can definitely find me. All of my social media handles are Dr. Shantae RX, all lowercase. You can find them. Go on and throw the website up. And then I talk about the detox program, what that is, what it entails, how it helps people, what you have to do, because you definitely have to work. There is some work required with it, but it's very effective. And all of these things changed my life, and it's made it so much easier to navigate and get through with such a busy schedule that I have. So I am very thankful for these things, and I'm just trying to share it with everyone now. I wasn't as verbal before with things, but yeah, now I'm just trying to share it with everyone. All right. So we are down to the last 5 minutes, and then I'm just going to go through just a mental checklist again. We're at Afro Joe's, which is in the Beverly neighborhood of Chicago, and that is Wednesday, July 10th between 6 and 9, but the holistic relationship show will be airing live there from 7 to 8 p.m. So in between the 7 and 8 p.m. hour Central Standard Time. And then on the outside of that is when I'll be available and happy to sign any of the copies that have been purchased that I've been able to see, because everyone's been sending me pictures that they got the paperback. So yes, again, it just warms my spirit so much, and I'm just grateful. If I could just think of a word, just grateful. So I appreciate it, everybody. I do. And again, this one is going to be a short one. We're going to get back to our holistic relationship topics. There has been about 12 weeks of content. And you know what? Let me look real quick in my YouTube, because I have the entire playlist organized with the topics. And so I will be inviting people to become part of the panel and also the studio audience for the various topics that we have gone over. So I launched Holistic Relationships on the midlife crisis. And that was 2 parts. One part was just about life in general, family and loss. And then the second part was about vanity. Then we did the conversation on dating and diet, talking about compatibilities when you first meet somebody and you're looking at what they're doing with themselves. What if you're someone that's really health conscious and that person isn't? And really just taking time to slow down to get to know those things first before just jumping all in and investing your time in of yourself. And then you find that you're incompatible and that you're arguing all the time over these things. Their diet. And the thing is, we can only control ourselves, so you can't control the other person. Let's see. Next, the topic that I have, social media ain't real. That's the way that I named it. Social media ain't real. That one's just talking about to people that you take it with a grain of salt, basically, the things that you see online, because people are just posting the best parts of what's going on. I mean, you do have some people that even tell when bad things are happening too, but we find a lot of young people getting down and depressed and things about what they're seeing. And it's like, wait a minute, that's not real. It's not real. And what's the other one? Another one where I saw a clip of a lady who said that, you know, if she's out by herself, she's married, but if she was out by herself and a guy asked for her phone number, that she would just give them her phone number. Well, I had a commentary on that one. We're going to get a panel together for that. Let's see, another one. Topic, are we thick or fat? Are we thick or fat? That one, teach them early. Now, this was talking about children because I'm a mother. So that one, we're going to be getting the panel together for that and the audience. Well, for all of these that I'm mentioning, we're doing the same thing, but I'm just going over some of past topics that we've done because I've only really started holistic relationships 3 months ago. So these are fairly new topics, and I'll be still looking for feedback and participation, and if people who just want to come and share. All right. Another one, reciprocity in relationships, family meeting under better circumstances. And one of the last ones before I started some of the replays, do we want to be traditional wives anymore? So those are some of the topics that have gone up. I have others that are coming down the pipeline. We're going to have more topics. And then, of course, you'll hear me go over my thoughts on the subject matter. And then I'm going to invite the panel to come and talk about those same topics. But just for the next couple of weeks, maybe this next show when we talk about the Type 4 men's edition, and then the Type 4 and dating. And then after that, we're going to transition back into the topics for holistic relationships, because we are trying to have better relationships and better outcomes with people. And a relationship is a relationship is a relationship. It doesn't matter if it's romantic or if it's one with your family or relatives, colleagues, co-workers. the relationships that you have with people in this life. And we didn't get crash courses on that. Not everyone's great communicators. Some people are a little afraid of that. You have the extroverts and you have introverts. You have people. That's something. It's difficult to do, and it's something that I had to learn how to do in my own life. How to effectively communicate, how to convey my feelings, and at the same time show some level of empathy and consideration and thinking about how my delivery of those thoughts are going to be to the other person, because I want to be received, well received, and I also want to understand the person as well. So the show always about having better relationships and being able to pass something back to people younger than us, younger than me, behind me, being able to give them something as they become us in this whole cycle, right? Being able to teach my children, my son, these things. That is why we're doing this. And so I thank you guys for your participation always in holistic relationships. Welcome to some of the new followers. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. And again, feel free, comment, like, share this, and come on and join in on a conversation. I love to have you. Thank you guys so much again. Again, this is going to be a short one. Just wanted to get on and tell everybody about the book and some of the dates that we have, and to make sure you're following Dr. Shante RX. That is my social tag. I'm going to have all of this posted. Sign up for the mailing list so we can send all this information. Keep yourselves in the loop, because maybe you can't make one date, but you can make another one. All right. Until next time, everybody.